duro. Ingresando los televisores nuevamente al éxito, recuperados ahí por la misma ciudadanía.
Sie kommt sowieso alles im Fernsehen.
Auf Ihre Versammlung einzuwirken. Durch diese Hand.
Ja, den suche ich ja. Die ganze Zeit ist er mit uns mitgelaufen. Die ganze Zeit. Jemanden neben uns gestellt.
Ich habe mich mit sehr vielen Polizisten heute unterhalten. Wir wollten uns da reindrängen.
For Chad's new military government, this wasn't the start they were hoping for, 1 week after they seized power. Young Chadians on the streets setting bonfires and blocking highways. At the heart of this protest is an opposition to military takeover.
We are tired of monarchy in Chad. We just want France to free us from this problem.
The response of the security forces was swift and harsh. Hours later, military ruler General Muhammad Idris Deby appeared on national television to deliver what seemed to be a speech, prepared to calm local and international concerns about the military's intervention in Chad.
These values, so dear to our late president, will be demonstrated and enshrined in the framework of an inclusive national dialogue that will be organised during this transition period. I will be the guarantor of this dialogue, which will not shy away from any subject of national interest according to a precise timetable that the government will be called upon to reveal.
He also said Chad needs international support to defeat groups trying to destabilize the country.
The protest came a week after the military takeover was given some support by Chad's allies. That has now put France in an awkward position after the crackdown on demonstrators by security forces.
The French President Emmanuel Macron, whose attendance at late President Idriss Déby's funeral was criticized as an endorsement of the military's takeover, condemned the use of force on demonstrators.
Let me be very clear. I gave my support to the integrity and the stability of Chad very clearly in N'Djamena. I support peaceful, democratic, inclusive transition. I do not support a plan of succession, and France will never be on the side of those who formed this plan.
For now, the streets of N'Djamena are calm, but there are fears it won't remain that way, with the opposition vowing to keep up its campaign against the military regime. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera.
Clashes have broken out every night since the start of the holy month of Ramadan. This after authorities set up a barricade at Damascus Gate, a traditional gathering spot. A far-right Jewish group, meanwhile, were blocked after leading a march of hundreds of protesters chanting, "Arabs, get out." For more on this story, we can go across to France 24's Iris Makler standing by in Jerusalem for us. Iris, what started all of this?
You know, it's quite interesting. It's difficult to put your finger on anything other than the fact that there's an underlying tension here all the time, and all you need is a small match for it to burst into flame. And so what we saw was that Palestinians were not allowed to come and pray at Al-Aqsa during Ramadan in the numbers that they usually do. That was COVID related. We saw Palestinian youth who, after the iftar, the breakfast meal in the evening in Ramadan, always hang out at the Damascus Gate. That was closed to them. They didn't like that, and their response was to find Israelis, often ultra-Orthodox Jews, who were in the old city going to pray. They'd beat them up, and they'd upload those photos to TikTok. That brought the police to them, and that brought the right-wing Israeli groups, the ultra-nationalist groups, to them too. So every day this week, we've seen, in increasing numbers and increasing nastiness, confrontations between the two, street fights I'd call them. And then last night, which was the largest night so far, the police separated the two groups and there were injured on both sides.
And Iris, is this all likely to escalate further?
It's very hard to predict. I would say at the moment, certainly on the Jewish side, there were 200 to 300 protesters. They're marginalised. They're not mainstream. But if, you know, it doesn't take much here. That's the thing. If this continues night after night, you could bring other people in. And I think that's the danger. When it stops being marginalised youth on each side, and if there's any other reason, for example, let's say the cancellation or the postponement of elections in the Palestinian Authority, that's something that is being spoken about, that could be a match that would start something like